Hey guys, welcome back to another update of my Canadian Dividend Investing Portfolio Series here on YouTube. So what I do in these videos, if you're new, first of all, welcome, really happy that you're here, is I just am a Canadian investor, buying and selling stocks on pretty much mostly the Toronto Stock Exchange. I use Wealthsimple Trade as my broker. It's an awesome commission-free trading app or platform or broker. And I track everything, all of my performance in this custom Google Sheet that gives me a little bit more information than my broker itself. And here we are about a year and a half into this. You can go back through all my old videos if you want and kind of see what it was like in the very first month or weeks as I was getting started and how the growth has been going along since then. But basically, yeah, I'm sitting at around $78,800 at the moment. I was sitting at the same value a few weeks ago, and I have deposited more money and received dividends, which means that the overall value of some of my portfolio is sort of decreasing, like the value of the individual stocks in the last little while. But that's not too much of a concern because in the stock market, prices go up and down all the time. You cannot expect that, the value of all of your stocks to just consistently just go up all the time. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. And at this moment, a little bit of it's going down, but that's totally cool. Not too worried about it. I'm just hanging on for the ride and going to see what happens, in the future. But overall, I'm up over $8,000, which is awesome. That's $8,700 that I wouldn't have had if I didn't start investing, so that's nice. It's about 12.41%, which is super nice. Most of the stocks that I have do pay a dividend, and the average yield is 3.85%. That means we're looking at about $3,036 per year in passive income from my dividends, and that works out to around $253 per month. So you can see here all of the individual months, like how many dividends I got over time. This is something that I track. As I get dividends, I manually put them in. And so actually, if we just pop into Wealthsimple, into my activity tab and search for dividends, we can see here that there's a whole bunch of dividends that I received on April 18th. And I need to actually log these in the account, in the Google Sheet to make sure that this is, effectively brought in. So let's do that. So on the Google Sheet, I just need to go into the dividends tab and scroll down to the bottom. This is master list of all of the dividends that I've ever received. And I just need to drop in all of the ones that I got since last time. And once all of that's in, I also need to log my latest deposit, which is going to go into the deposits and withdrawals tab. And here I did put it into the tax-free savings account, and it was $350. Canadian dollars, and that also went in actually on April 22nd, 2022, which was Friday. So when we look at the summary tab, we can see the amount of cash that I had available to me on Friday when I made some stock purchases was around $468. And there was only a few dollars left over at the end of the day when I previously bought stocks, which I think would have been the previous Monday. So we can see here I deposited $350. And the other $116, whatever that amount is, came from dividends. So this is what's happening in my portfolio. I'm always depositing money to buy new stocks, but I'm taking all of these dividends that I get, which in my entire account history has been 2,338, and I also reinvest those. And so when you see me buy stocks week after week, some of it is my own money that I'm putting in that I have to go to my job and earn, and then other parts of that money are the dividends that I'm getting. So it's kind of all in what I'm reinvesting every time, or investing, I suppose. Now, in the portfolio tab, we can take a look here at some of the individual positions that are in my account. At the moment, I have it sorted to have the biggest positions at the top. And as we go down the list, we can see that the percentage here of my holdings gets smaller. So the smallest position in my portfolio would be DCM, and the biggest position would be RioCan. Now, on this day, on Friday, when I was looking at buying stocks, actually Friday was a disaster. Like, a lot of the stock markets crashed. We can take a look here in Wealthsimple, and we're going to see that on Friday, which was just what we're looking at here because I'm filming on the weekend, that I went down $947, so basically 1%, like, give or take, of my whole portfolio just vanished. And so pretty much all stocks were just going down on Friday. You can see lots of good buying opportunities if you want to look at it that way. So when I was in my portfolio on that day, I was kind of looking at some of the smaller positions, and specifically I've been really wanting to add to my bank position. They're generally very strong dividend stocks and strong stocks in general, but they just have been really doing very well lately, and so I haven't been buying more because I thought their prices have been too high. And now that they've pulled back a little bit, I decided that I was going to buy a little bit into all of my bank stocks, so BMO, Bank of Nova Scotia, and TD, because they're all making up less than 2% of my portfolio. And it's rare to get a good price because, as you can see, I'm actually up almost 20-30% on some of them. And then I was also just kind of digging around in my extra Sparklines tab, which sorts in the same order as the portfolio tab, however you have it sorted there. And I always just come in here and cruise through kind of what's going on, and I was just looking for any other good buying opportunities and looking around for any general trends. And I did see Interjex. Actually, the Interjex was one of my smaller positions. You can see them here on the portfolio tab. They are right here. I was actually down a little bit. I was in the red with them, and I always do like to add to this company when they're in the red because they've got a pretty nice dividend of almost 4%. And I'm down with having more renewable energy stocks in my portfolio whenever possible. So I was continuing to look through the extra Sparklines tab, and I was looking around until I found Northwest Company here, and I saw that they actually dropped off quite a lot. This is like a grocery sort of chain or grocery store stock, but anyways, they have a pretty nice dividend here as well, but they just, like, when I see a drop like that, I usually like to go for it. So you can see them here in the portfolio as well. Northwest Company, I just threw in a few shares of them, but they've got a nice dividend, over 4% as well. And they're making up less than 2% of my portfolio. And then there was just a few dollars left in my account, and I just threw them into Bitfarms. Bitfarms is a totally sketchy stock that I have made a little bit of money from in the past, but I'm down like 21%, which is very unusual for me because normally I'm not buying like risky stocks. Normally I just buy generally value stocks that just slowly kind of go up in the long term. But Bitfarms had totally sketchy, so I just threw a couple more in there while the price was down. I thought, why not? So what I need to do is I need to go into the transactions tab, which is like a master list of all the transactions that I've ever done, and I need to drop down to the very bottom. There it is. And I need to drop in the transactions exactly as I see them in my Wealthsimple Trade broker, which is going to tell me the quantity and the exact price that I bought for each of them. And once all of that's in successfully, and I have checked that the totals add up to exactly what I was expecting as well, according to my broker, then the last thing that I want to do usually is to come back to the summary tab and take a look at what's going on here. So the available cash has been updated. I just have like $1 left in my portfolio. And I'm always curious here about my annual dividend income because I just bought more dividend paying stocks, which means I can expect to receive more dividends in the future. And if you remember at the beginning of the video, this value was sitting around $3,036 per year. And now we're seeing $3,054. So this is how the dividend income keeps increasing, is I just keep buying more and more stocks, sometimes with my own money and sometimes with the dividends also that I'm receiving from other dividend payments, putting it into more dividend stocks and really starting to build up the momentum and get that compounding effect of the the dividend snowball, so they say. So anyways, my dividend income per year has just increased by about $18 per year based on the trades that I made on Friday, which is awesome. So the stock value is going to go up, the stock value is going to go down. That's fine, that's part of being in the stock market, but what is generally growing is my annual income from dividends, and that's exactly what I like to see. Yeah. So anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, that's awesome. High five to you. Please make sure you hit that like button and drop a comment down below. I'd love to see what stocks you are buying this week and exactly how rough Friday was for you as well. So guys, see you in the comments and in the next video.